right, guys, so we're going to talk about the power of networking and relationships. Believe it or not, or like it or not, this is actually one of the largest identifiers of how you're going to end up in life, the type of opportunities you're going to get in life, but also the places you find yourself into. Because this ties into everything. The type of network you have basically determines your future. There's a level of skill that you can have. We all can have the same skill. But after you have built the foundation, which is the skill set or some kind of a qualification, what matters from there is basically the network that you have. So I'll give you guys a story to understand this. I used to know this girl when I was in Cape Town, and every single time we walk down the street, whether it's Long Street or all these popular streets at night, even during the day or during the night, everybody knew her. They would be like, "Oh, how are you?" Or the guys were whistling, say, "Yo, what's up?" Like everybody knew who this girl was. Even at night, the bouncers at the doors of the club or at the restaurant, everybody knew her, which is great. But she didn't know anyone else outside this kind of circle of people. So it's not that kind of network is bad. It's just that she has more leverage in that world. She can get into any club in Cape Town for free because everybody knows her. The club owners, the bartender, and everybody who is there. She can even get a free drink. But if she decides to get a job in corporate tomorrow, she cannot do it because she don't have that kind of network. And I learned this a little bit later because I used to never care about network so much. I just thought that, brute force of my intelligence and hard work is going to take me wherever I want to go. That's not how it works. Your network is very important, and you have to be careful and selective, and you have to be deliberate in terms of how you want to design and develop it. I would tell you another reality out there. People who are well connected like myself or anyone else who has a good network of people or valuable individuals. If I had to hit rock bottom right now and lose everything and I need to survive, that I need to get a job, I can literally just grab one contact from my phone and say, "Hey bro, I need a job right now. Can you set something up for me?" Even if those people do not have a job position available, they can sort of create a new role for me to just fit into their company. Why? Because they know who I am. Two, they also know that I am very competent and I can bring something of value. They can literally say, "Come into the company, I'll give you $20,000 a month salary. Figure out what kind of value you can bring to us based on what you know and everything," right? That is the power of network. If you don't have a job or you're not getting the job that you want, it's simply because your network is weak. Or if your business is not growing, or even when it comes to raising money, there are entrepreneurs who can raise money really easily because they know who to call on their phone. They can put a WhatsApp status or Instagram status, and they can find a sponsor or a VC who want to invest in their company. My first ever money that I ever raised from other people, I raised it from Instagram, because my network follows me on Instagram, also people I know in real life, but also out in the world, in the internet. I put out a story, an Instagram story, say, "Hey, my exchange is doing really well and I need more money to do X and Y, whatever." And this guy saw it, I'm not gonna mention his name, responded, and 2 weeks later, he actually is an investor in that company. That is still in the news. That story, when the investment was made, is still in the news. You can search for it. So if you can be either the popular girl example that I gave you, who is popular, everybody knows, but it's a bunch of people who don't really have much value to add to your life. Everyone is valuable, obviously, but there are limits and levels to it. So you need to have a network that's very good and high quality. It's better to have a smaller network when it comes to networking, but you have to make sure that it's high value network instead of just having a large network like the class clown in school. Everybody knows them, or they know everybody, but like the people who knows them are probably just not that important. Or you also need to make sure that in your network, when you're developing it, you are known for being a competent MF at the end of the day. You have to be a very competent person that people can be like, "Oh, this guy, I know him for hard work, I know him for being smart, I know him for figuring things out." You can give him a mission, he will do it. Otherwise, you can also just be known as the guy who makes a lot of jokes at the dinner table. And that's not really that helpful. So you have to think about it in those ways. Like, you have to have the network, but in that network, you need to be a really important server that a lot of people can rely on. And then that network will bring you a lot of value towards your way. Most of my deals that I make these days, I would say 80% of the deals are coming from the network effects. 20% are deals that I'm creating them from scratch. Otherwise, without the network, the deals is not there. Even from investing. Like, I invest a lot in cryptocurrency, and much of my best investments, the deal flow comes from my network. I know people in Brazil, I know people in London, in Africa, I know people in Australia, everywhere. So whatever is happening in every part of the world kind of helps you to get a good deal flow. So network is very important, but it matters how we do it. When we talk about networking, we don't mean that you should become the most popular person on every bar and being known by the club owners and the bartenders in your city, because that's not going to take you any far, really. You have to be known by people who matter, who own the hotels in your city, the largest real estate moguls in your city, the record label owners, the VCs in your city. You need to have a high quality network. Politicians, it helps when you get arrested or something. It helps to know politicians because they can press those buttons for you. All right, guys, thank you. I hope you learned something from this video. I would appreciate it if you destroy the like button for every like. For every like I get on this channel, I make a push-up. So likes for push-ups. If I get 1,000 likes, I do 1,000 push-ups. So see you on the next video.